How about now, Jerry? Can you hear me? Hi, Joshua. How are you? Hey, Jake. Hey, Jake. If you have a question, you can talk to me right now. We are going to start very soon. Do you have any question? Nope. Okay. Shall we start right now? If you are saying you are ready, please let me know and put it in the chat box, and then we can start now. So today we have Michael to give us a demo on the last questions. And last week we try to create a program to verify the phone number, and if someone call in and we know where they are calling from. So we finished the error code, and I try to have anyone who are continue to working on the country code part, and I want them to do a demo. So Michael is going to give us a demo first, and then after that we will go to learn the Python for one new thing. It's called while loop. Yeah, I will have Michael to demonstrate through the Zoom, but you still can see me at the of course at the YouTube. So you just keep on the YouTube, and we will have Michael to do the demo. Hey Michael, can you just share your screen, and then I will unmute you, and then you are going to demo your program. So hold on, Michael, I will unmute you first. So let's see. So unmute, and I think you can talk. And before you are talking, I want if anybody can hear Michael's voice or not. Hey.
No, does this work?
Yep.
Okay, so should I start?
Let me confirm if they can hear your voice or not.
Okay.
All right, I think Jerry say yes, so I guess you can start. Hey Michael, I think you can start now.
Okay, so hello everyone. Yeah, so I guess last week on Wednesday, we learned area code part with the index. So basically I just added this question so you know how to type it. So like the first three is like the country code, and then the area code, and then like the normal number, I guess. So like you first receive the phone number, right? And then it assigns a variable to each of the codes, I guess. So there's a country code, the area, and I just made this extra one. It just takes their phone number, so that part. So basically the country code is like the exact same thing, but you just have to like change the index ones. This I'll come back to later, but yeah, so when you run the code, it's gonna print if these two are the same, and if this is either an 8 or a 9, and this is either an 8 or a 9, then it's a scammer. So basically what this code does is that if this is true, so it meets the conditions, then it's going to say, well, it's a scammer. But if these are not true, or at least even if one of them is not true, then if you know Boolean, which is true or false, in order for everything to be true, like in order for it to be a scammer, everything must be true. If one thing is false, then it'll say answer call. So if I run this, let's see. So USA or Canada, Edmonton, and then let's say there's a scammer calling you. So it would look like this. And then it'll tell you to ignore the call. But like since we learned from last week, there's the if statements. So basically, yeah, you guys know this already. So basically this just prints it out, tells you where it's calling from, and it tells you if it's a scammer or not. So yeah.
All right, thank you, Michael. And I'm so glad you can make it, and it's wonderful. So yeah, we can continue on our class. And all right, I know some of you might have some problem when we are talking, and I stop the audio, so it might be have some problem. But anyway, I want you guys to finish your homework, and then if you want to do a demo, and please send me an email to the help@dataera.ca, and I can arrange a demo, probably 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Okay, so yeah, so we will move on to our something new today. So the first thing, of course, I am going to the W3 schools. So like everybody just need to go to here, right? Go to W3 schools, and I will have the Python. Turn on the Python. So far we learned a lot, and we even cover something called for loops, and of course we learn if else, and I'm going to talk while loops today. So while loop is kind of easier, because if you're thinking about something is looping, the most good example is thinking about a clock. Okay, so let me just Google a clock and see if I can explain to you or not. Like so like here any clock, and like for example we have a long hand here. So once this long hand like turn one round, so this short hand will move like 1 hour. So for example, you have you turn one round, which means one loop, and then this one move another just 1 hour, and until it's just keep moving around and around. So in programming, and when we're talking a loop, is pretty much the same thing. So like for example, in this case is like this. We are start from 1, like this is a variable. We assign 1 to a variable called I, and inside this code block, inside here is like our shorthand doing. The outside part is like a longhand. Like for example, the I, when the I keep moving like 1 round, and they will print this one I out. Okay, and it probably is hard to understand right now, and I'm gonna just we are just code this case first, and then we are going to finish some question. All right, so yeah, I have to go to the website called, hold on 1 second. I have to go to the website called, what's that website called? Repair it. So I already have that one here. And I also go to mute everybody here. All right. So what I'm gonna do is like do exactly what they did here, but we are going to turn this 6 to 12, because in our clock it would be 12 hours around, right? So I'm gonna do exactly what they did there. All right. So first I'm gonna declare a variable called, like for example, we say is how about is longhand. I use L. Okay, L stands for the longhand in the clock. So L is from, how about from 0. Okay, you can do it from 1. It really doesn't matter. But yeah, and we are going to learn that new thing is called while. So it's while, and while, after the while, and it should be a expression. We call expression is saying in this expression like 2 plus 2 is in expression. This expression will return something, right? Like for 2 plus 2 should be equal to 4. But in while, like, or if, we also call this expression, we want them to return, the result should be true or false, like true or false. You should return the value true or false. What does it mean? It means like for example, if 1 is greater than 0, and which means is true. But if 1 is greater than 2, which is false. So that is called expression in pi form. What they want is just like, I want to have true or false after the while. Okay, but here we are doing like this. We have the longhand L. If L is less than 12, like we have 1 round is 12 hours, so it's like they go if you go 12 hours, the shorthand will go 1 round. Okay, and then we are using the column, and which means we have the block, code block here. But every code block, it will start from 2 space. Don't forget this 2 space. Okay, and then of course we want some output because we want to know how the L change. So that's why we want to output it like L. We just want to print out the L. Okay, and of course, because every round the L will increase like 1 hour, so we just L plus 1. Okay, and then if you run this program, it would be from 0 to 11. Okay, so let me try to run it, and I click run. So from 0 to 11. Okay, so what I want you to do is just do this code very quick, and you finish it, and you want to get the same answer like what I did here from 0 to 11. All right, so let's just get started. And after you finish, please let me know in the chat box. Okay.
Hurry up! Mission completed.
All right, I think most of you guys have been done, and it's pretty easy. And I'm gonna check out my Sony again. Oh no, Sony is there, and I'm gonna turn it off. Sorry about that. And all right, so this coding is quite simple because we just have the define a variable called L, and we have the while loop, and every time we turn one round, the L will increase 1 because we keep increasing L plus 1 and equal to 1. Maybe some of you might not comfortable with this expression, because when you said, oh, we have a 0 here, 0 plus 1 is L is equal to 1, but if you go to the next round, like this one, L became the 1, and on the next round, L became 1, and so 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. And then we from line 5 go back to line 4, and you said, can the line 5 go back to line 3? Yeah, that's how the loop do. So inside this while code block, this block, and it just keep looping and looping and looping because until the L is equal to 12, and it will stop because L less than 12 is true. And if L is 12, it would be false, because once L is equal to 12 is false, and this expression will be false. And I hope you can get it, but if you don't, and it really doesn't matter, and what I want you to do right now is like, okay, I want to change from, how about change the program from 1 to 12 instead of 0 to 11. So how am I going to do that? The easy way to do is like, I may just plus 1, right? Every time if I plus 1, and it would be 1 to 12. And I'm going to run it and show you it's working or not. So I'm just click run, and it's 1 to 12, and which is easier. Okay, so that's how the how the hours working, right? What I want you to do is, how about I want you to show from 1 to 60, like the second. So from 1 second, and then you got 1 minute. Am I right? So for example, I want 1, 2, 3 until 60. So I'm not going to do that. I want you to change your program, and if you can show from 1 to 60, and please let me know, and just put your comment on the chat box so I know you are done. Okay, so I want you just to print it out from 1 to 60.
Hurry up. Ready? Go. Hurry up.
All right. I think most of you guys have been done, and it's pretty easy. And in here, you just change 12 to 16, and you will print from 1 to 60, right? So let's just do it. So you can get 1 to 16. But what I want you to do is like here. I just want to say, like, how about if we want to print 1 and then we wait for 1 second and then print 2 and 1 second, and then we wait for another 1 second and we will go 3 and then go 4, go 5, go 6, go 7, go 8, go 9. Okay, so in Python there's something called sleep. Okay, but in order to use the sleep, you have to add this. You have to type import type. Okay, probably type capital T. Seems not working, and I'm going to Google it. So let's just like Python sleep. Okay, so I Google it and see how to use type. So it tell me I import type and type dot sleep, and every time it will sleep 1 second. So I'm going here and I import type. And what I did here is just like there's a library. It's named called type. Okay, this library will give us one function, or you said is one method in this module, in this type module. And but what you need to do at the moment is just like, hey, we go to somewhere, we go to the library and we get a book. Like this book is called type. but this one will give us one thing. It's called sleep. And what it did is like let your program wait for some time. So what I put the type here, and then I will go back here. So like I will do type dot sleep, and I will let my program sleep 1 second. All right, so I just changed 2 steps. The first step is import type, and the second step is I want the type to wait for 1 second, and then we will go next round. And now your program looks much more better because it's just like a timer. Okay, so I'm gonna run it and see it work or not. I click run. Well, doesn't seem good. And I have to stop it. Let me just copy this part, and I'm gonna refresh. And I paste my code back, and I'm going to double check the sleep. And now I'm gonna run it again and see what happened. So it just keeps changing 1, 2, 5, 6, 8, 9. It probably just 1 second. Okay, so what I want you to do, you just change like what I did here. You change it, you import from the type, and you use the method in the type module, and then you have your program to wait for 1 second for every run, and then we can have something looks like a timer here. Okay, so I give you like 2 minutes. You will do exactly what I did here, and you will add these 2 steps, and you are going to run it, and your program should look like my one is every run it will wait 1 second until 60. But yeah, if you get the same problem like what I had before, you probably need to select all of them, and then you do Control C, or you can right click and go to copy it, and now you refresh your web page, and you paste it back, and you try to run again, because I got some problem before, but I don't think you have it. But yeah, you can try it right now. Okay, I will give you like 2 minutes. It should be easy for you, and you just do it. Okay.
Ready? Go!
All right, I think most of you did it so fast. Okay, I'm gonna mute my Zoom. Sorry about that. I'm gonna mute it. And maybe I just end it. Okay, end the meeting. No one used the Zoom. All right, so it's pretty good right now. So you can see, oh, it can print from 1 to 60. And we just use something called time. We import this module from the built-in library. So we have the type, and then we want our program to sleep 1 second for every run for the while loop, and that is doing very well. And what sometimes you said, hey, I don't want it just like changing, print it all the way like just to 60, because I want it to go forever, like forever. You know what I mean? It just like your clock, and it won't stop, right? I want it to go like 1 to 60, and then after 60, I want it to go back to 1. So how are we going to do that? If it's going to be 60, and then you want the L go back to 1. Okay, so how are we going to do this? And there's one way to do that is like if we want it to run forever, and you should change this condition, the while loop condition, saying, hey, I want it to run forever instead of just every 60, just 60. So what you need to do is just change this one to true. But however, remember that if you change it to true, if this L just keep looping forever, okay, your computer might be crashed sometimes. But since we already wait for 1 second, and we just keep it to running, just keep running. And I'm gonna run here. I just changed this condition to true instead of just less than 60, and we will see what happened. Okay, and I'm gonna just change it to run. And of course, if we just keep running, and at the meantime, when I'm waiting for it to stop, and you are going to change your program and see it will stop or not. Okay, so you can start to just change this condition and run your program. At the meantime, I just keep watching my number and see what it will be go when it will stop. And if your program stop, and just let me know. And if your program is not stop, and I will wait for just 1 minute, and we will continue. Well, it seems my program never ends. It's just keep it going like it's greater than 60. It's going to be 77, 78. So, but I want it to go back from after 60. I want it to go back to 1. So what should I do? Did you guys have any idea how am I going to change it back to 1? Like if you are output 60, you have print out the 60. I want it to go back the next round. It will go back to 1. You guys have any idea about that? All right. So basically, what I want to do is like I want to just change here, because if every time when I print to 60, the L should be 59. Am I correct? Because 59 plus 1 equal to 60. Okay? And then if here the L 59 plus 1 equal to 60, and this one became 60. And from here, what I want to do, I am just changing the L if L is equal to 60. Now what I'm going to do is just reset L to 0. Okay? But don't forget there should be 2 space between here. So you have the if, right? You have a columns, and then it should have its own child code block. So that's why every time if you go to a block, we have to have 2 space from here, like from here, 1 space, 2 space. But if you count from the beginning, it should be 4 space, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 space, 4 space. But you only need to count from the if here. Like I'm gonna zoom it out and let you see that. I am going to explain one more time, because we want once the L becomes 60, we want it go back to 0. Am I correct? Go back to 0. And go back to 0. And how are we going to do that? It's just like when L is 59, and 59 plus 1 and equal to 60. And if L is equal to 60, we want it to go back to 0. Go back to 0. Now, after line 10, it will go back to line 5. And from line 5, and it will continue. So at the meantime, I want you to change to your program, and looks like my one. And I'm going to stop this one and rerun it, and I'm going to test it out. At the meantime, you can do your coding, and once you finish and you watch it for 1 minute, and if it's going to turn back to from 60, then go back to 1, and if that is working, and let me know and put it in the chat box. Okay, so I'm gonna stop it and stop my program, and I'm gonna run it again. Okay. Now it seems my program is working, right? Now you see that it's 60, and then it go back to 1, and which means my program is working. It's just perfectly fine. I guess this guy is just spamming us, so I'm going to just turn them off. Okay, thank you everyone to help me to stop the spamming. And yeah, I don't know why this guy just keeps spamming us, and there's no reason to spam us, but he just keeps spamming. And what I want to do is just like keep have a light trap, and then I don't know how to stop them. He just keeps spamming us. So I know someone just tried to spam a chat box, and I don't like it. So I have no idea what he will do. If we don't, we can stop them, and we might use the Zoom to do that. Okay. And yeah, and anyway, we are just continue our job, and we have no idea why they try to spam us. Okay, so yeah, which is looking fine, and right now our program just like running 1 second, and some of you tell me, oh, I don't need to wait for 1 second. What they do is just change from 1 second to 0.1 second. I haven't tried this yet, but you can try it, and from 1 second to 0.1 second, if you make your program to very fast. And yeah, they keep spamming me, and I don't know how to stop them, and it's pretty annoying. And yeah, but I will keep it in 1 second. If they keep spamming us, and what I do is just I go back here and put it here, and I will do it somehow later. Okay, and I have to fight with them. And what we want to do right now is like we just ignore what they try to spam us. They just try to stop us to have fun. Okay, so I'm gonna stop my program right now, and I will deal with this spam later. And I keep it to 1 second every round, but what you can do is just change it to 0.1 second or 0.5 second. It will increase the every round for your Python program for this while loop. Okay, but yeah, what I want you to do is like change a little bit here, because if you you see my program, it just go from 1 to 60, and I want it to be I'm gonna show you this trick, and I'm not gonna explain it first, but I'm gonna show you this trick. When I do the output print, So I put the commas. Okay. If you saw it on my screen, there's something called n equal /n. So what /n is a backward slash. We already learned it in the few weeks ago. The backward slash is just escape character. You can escape n. So what I want to do here is like I'm gonna change the n to r and see what happens. Let's just change it. I'm gonna just put n equal to and slash, but it's backward slash. I just put an r. Okay, and I'm gonna run my program and see if you can see anything change or not. So I am gonna stop it first. Now I'm going to run it, but my program seems like too many output here, and what I need to do is just like copy all of them, and I refresh, reload it, and I'm going to put it back. What I changed here is just put an commas and n equal to /r, but yeah, /r, it should be inside a single quote or double quote is a string. Okay, so what this means is I'm not going to explain it right now, but I'm going to run it and see what will happen. So after I add this n equal to /r, we call it is called parameter for the print. Okay, it's like we have this n equal to r is a parameter. It's a name parameter n, and we put a value called /r. And now you see that when I run my program, in every second our numbers change, but it just keeps changing in one line. It doesn't go to the second line. You know what I mean? All right. So what I want you to do is like you are going to do exactly what I did here. You just have the n, and I want you to change your program like what I did here. Like keep changing. It looks like the a clock is showing the second, just the second. It should be in one place. Okay. And once you're done, if you are not spamming with the in our chat box, which I try to stop them, and at the meantime you are going to finish your program, and you are going to have the changing it to printing in the same line. Okay, so let me see, where's this guy just keep spamming us. Oh, it's pretty cool, and no one is spamming right now. And yeah, awesome. Yeah, if you're done, just leave me a message in the chat box. Thank you. All right, I think you guys have done, and what I want to do is like if I want to change my program a little bit more, because what I did here is like you will see a little bit bug here, because I don't like this highlight here. What I want is like I'm going to print it as a string instead just a number here. So I would put string like here. I would say the second is something like this. Okay, so what I do is like put a percentage %d. Okay, we have another percentage, and I'm going to do exactly the same, but I changed a little bit here. Okay, so probably I may just put a parenthesis. You don't have to, but I like to have a parenthesis here, because I want it to be clear. So I want to have this number and put it exactly to be here. So I'm going to stop it, and I'm going to run it one more time. So it would be much more better, right? So I think our time is up very soon. So today I want you to make a program like to have a timer, a countdown timer. What does it mean is like I want you make a program and you input, like, for example, 100 seconds. I want it to just count it down, like you for example, you have how many seconds left. You know what I mean? So if you don't have time, you don't have to do that. But what I want you to do is just like you are going to print it like a countdown timer. I am not sure you know what does it mean or not, but at the meantime I'm going to show you a little bit. Like, for example, you should have something to input from here. Input from here, it's just like please print. You say please type type. How about just seconds, and then you would have a seconds to be input, and then you are going to change something here, like change this something here. Should be for example, it should be you got to change this condition, and then you, of course, you need to change the here there are seconds left. Okay, in this type, for example, if you are going to change this program to input, for example, I will put 100, and you said if in the while loop, and it should be count from 100. Like, for example, it should be 100 and 100, and then you will go just 100, and then you will go 99, right? So you're not going to plus 1, because once you plus 1, it will go to 101. So I may just subtract 1 in here, because we only have 100 seconds. So that's why I remove this part, and you will go back here. And in this condition, you will just do L. If L is greater than 0, and we should just continue to count it. Okay, but here you probably just like remove +1. You may just do like this, and we will see what happened. I am going to stop this one, and I'm going to run it again, and I'm going to put 100, and it's saying it's not support for string. Oh yeah, you know what happened, right? Because when I input 100, it is just a string, so that's why I got this problem. So, and I have to use int to convert it to a number, so which is easy because we already learned it. And then I just use int and to convert the input from string to the number, and now the number would be 100. And I'm going to stop it and run it one more time, and I will see 100 and hit enter, and it will just, there are 96 seconds, 95 seconds until it would be 0 seconds. And if it's 0 seconds, and it should be stopped. Okay, but at the meantime, I want you to do on this, and if you finish, you should I want you to do like, if it's like 0 seconds left, I want you to change this program, this message, just to saying time out instead of there are 0 seconds left or 1 second left. You know what I mean? So I think that's it for today. If you have any question, you can go to Zoom, or you can have your parent to leave me a message, and we can work on that next week. And of course, if you change your program, you should email me at help@dataarea.ca. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it for today.
Hello?
Hello. Hello, Michael.
Yeah.
What can I help?
So what kind of like iMac computer I have to use to download the PowerPoints?
I don't think you can use any Mac computer. You just need to pay for them.
Oh.
Okay.